Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video I'll be answering two major questions. Can I actually apply for a diploma program in Canada when I already have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a national diploma or higher national diploma? In summary, if I already have a previous post-secondary education in Canada and outside of Canada, is it possible for me now to downgrade myself now and go apply for a diploma in Canada? Does that even make sense? Okay, so in this video I'll be talking about that and giving you case-by-case scenario of what people have done in situations like that. And the second question is, if I'm going for a diploma program in Canada, either a one-year program or a 2 years program, can I come with my family, or is it only those that are planning to apply or those that are applying for a master's or PhD that are entitled or eligible to bring their spouse or their dependent? So if you want to get answers to some of these questions, definitely stick around and watch this video till the very end. Hi everyone, my name is Peter Cicely, and as at the time of this video I'm fourth year PhD student at the University of Alberta, Canada. So in this channel I talk a lot about coming to school in Canada, just some insight into visa application, scholarship, how to get a supervisor. If there are some of the content you are interested in, definitely stick around and click the subscribe button to get notified when new videos are released. Let's get started. Now, it's a very big question because I've had a couple of people saying, oh, when you think about progression, let's say you already have a bachelor's degree, now you want to go apply for a diploma program, and it's going to be very difficult to convince the visa officer. In fact, they're going to see that that is not a career progression. In that case, what exactly am I supposed to do? And why do I even have to consider a college in the first place instead of a university? So why do people consider college? First of all, there are a lot of reasons, right? If you have a low GPA and you are not eligible to apply for a master's in the universities, because a lot of universities in Canada requires a second class upper or a GPA of 3.0 out of 4.0 to be eligible to apply for any of that master's program. So if your GPA is less than that, you still have a choice, you still have an option, right? The door is not totally shut out, right? Another reason why people also consider colleges, if in terms of cost, right? There are some colleges that are really cheap. By cheap I mean maybe between $10,000 and $12,000. That is considered cheap. Okay, so it's relative. So I've heard people, I've done a couple of videos and people say, oh, why will you say $10,000 is cheap tuition? Relative to schools in Canada, if you see a college that their tuition is 10 to 12,000, that is the cheapest that you will find. Regular colleges are around between 16 and 18,000 Canadian dollars for their tuition. So that is one of the reasons why people consider masters. A lot of masters program, you start hearing things like $25,000, $30,000, for a masters program overall. I mean, if you can get a master's, if you have the qualifications and the GPA and the experience, definitely go for it. I mean, it's much better. You wouldn't compare a master's degree to a college diploma, right? But if that is, you're really interested in coming to Canada and you are thinking about, master's admission are generally tough. It's really tough, very competitive, GPA, reference letters, statement of purpose, and all of these things. But for colleges, they don't even need statement of purpose. Okay, they don't need recommendation letter. It's really your education credentials, your international passport, your CV in some cases. Okay, so if you already have a bachelor's degree, how do you even go about applying for colleges in a way that it will make sense? Okay, it has to be about the story that you're about to tell. You have to think about, what am I currently doing now, and what kind of skill set do I need to get better in my job now or in the future? And if I can get a diploma program to fulfill or to answer or help me progress in my job, definitely think about it. It's a very good option. Now, I want to suggest it if you have a background an educational qualification that doesn't match with what you're thinking about. It doesn't make sense. If what really matters, if you just graduated, what you should consider is what you studied, and in your undergrad or master's, as the case may be, to what you're going to do in your diploma, they have to kind of complement each other, okay? If you've graduated, let's say 10 years ago, 6 years ago, you've been working in a different area. If you plan to apply for a college now, what you should be thinking about is the course that relates best to your current work experience, not necessarily what you studied. I had someone telling me, oh, I graduated about 10 years ago. Now I read engineering. I've been working in the bank for about 10 years. Now I want to go back to go do the diploma in a college. If you tell that to a visa officer, that just go to, it doesn't make any sense, all right? But if you did engineering and you'll be working in the bank as, let's say, a business analyst, or you're a manager or something like that, and now you really don't have a degree in management, as the case may be, and you don't want to do an MBA because it's expensive. In that case, if you apply for a course like a business management or strategic management, it's going to fit, because you can tell the visa officer, look, I've been doing this years for about 10 years. Now I want to go do a diploma. And when I come back, I'm going to continue in my job. You see how the diploma has now fitted into your experience? Another case, let's say you have a bachelor's degree in nursing and you've been working as a registered nurse for quite some time, and you don't really want to do a master's in nursing at this point in time. You're thinking about, what can I do now that will really be, I want to move to Canada, and through the education, I want to do things legally. So, of course, you should know that everything I talk about in this channel is something that is legally acceptable. I don't try to provide shortcut for you, right? Now, let's say you are a registered nurse and you're working as a registered nurse, but you really want to, you like paramedics, right? You really, an emergency nurse or something that you want to just specify into, specialize in paramedics. You can apply for a diploma in paramedic service. And what is going to be the argument? You can say that, well, I've been doing, I'm a registered nurse. Now I want to do this paramedics because I want to really get specialization in this area. You see how the story is all coming along? Okay, so it has to be how you tell the story. Okay, if you already, let's say you have a bachelor's degree, you have a master's. Now you're working, okay, I'm just going to be giving you some scenarios, okay? I know the person had a bachelor's degree in, I think, business administration, and they have a master's degree in theater and media arts. And for the past 5 years, they actually started having their own school, okay? They have, the person now owned an elementary school. And the person applied for a diploma in early childhood education. See what happened? They gave the person the visa, because the person was able to argue in the letter of explanation that, look, even though I have a master's, it doesn't matter at this point. What matters is that in the last 5 years, I'm into this education, but I don't really have a degree in education. Now I want to go to do a program in early childhood education, and they gave the person. Another person can apply for an early childhood education. Let's say someone that has been working in the bank for 5 years, and now they want to apply, because maybe they see their friend got admission into early childhood education. They want to also apply for that early childhood education. What's going to happen is that, how are you going to justify? You don't have any teaching experience. You've not worked in any education related area. It becomes a problem, right? You can't really justify them. It becomes very difficult to do. Okay, so everything has to be what you are currently doing, a diploma program that is going to help you get better in your job and also in moving forward. Okay, and I always tell people, if you want to change careers, I mean, it's possible to change careers, right? I mean, everyone can do whatever they want, but my primary advice would be, even though you want to change advice, come to Canada first. Okay, first try to apply for a course that you want to be able to justify these people, because there's been a lot of people that are getting denied with visa, and one of the reasons is that the purpose of visit does not match with what their intent, right? So if what you want to study does not match with your experience, does not match with your educational background, they're going to say, well, the purpose of visit doesn't really make sense. Even though you have $1 billion, it doesn't concern them. So you have to think about this when planning about college. And another question, it would be, of course, you should know the answer by now to whether, if you already have a master's or a BSc, or a national diploma, you can go for a diploma in Canada. It can either be an ordinary diploma, postgraduate diploma, postgraduate certificate. I've talked about that in the video before. The diploma, ordinary diploma, is just even people out of high school in Canada can apply for diploma, right? A postgraduate diploma, you need a minimum of a post-secondary education, maybe a BSc, master's, or national diploma to be able to apply for a postgraduate diploma. A postgraduate diploma is technically the same as a postgraduate certificate, okay? You need at least post-secondary education to be able to apply for those. Even though you are out of high school from your country outside of Canada, you can apply for a diploma directly. It doesn't have to be a bachelor's. If you don't have the funds for a 4-year program, you can apply for a 2-year diploma, but you can apply for a postgraduate certificate or diploma program because you don't even already have a degree. So it's possible. The next question is, can I come with my family? If I'm coming for a diploma program, maybe even a 1-year program or a 1-year certificate program, absolutely. Absolutely. As far as you're coming in as a student, full-time student, you can come with your family. One of the things you always want to make sure you consider when bringing family is the funds. You always want to show settlement funds, $10,000 cost of living for yourself, $4,000 for the first family members, and then $3,000 for the subsequent family member, and then your tuition. If you have the funds, why not? With that 1-year program, you can definitely bring your family on one condition, that the program that you apply for is eligible for post-graduation work permit, okay? And I've mentioned to people before that it is not school that offer work permit, okay? It is the Canada immigration that offers work permit upon graduation. Before you apply for any school, go to Canada and type DLI, type the province, type the institution. They are going to say this is a DLI and they offer postgraduate work permit. If they say yes, without any clause, it means that most of the programs offered in that school, they are eligible for post-graduation work permit. So if you're planning to bring your spouse, make sure the 1-year program you are choosing is actually eligible for post-graduation work permit, and then voila, you will be able to bring your family. Even though you don't come with your family at the beginning of your application, what you can do is when you get to Canada, within 1 month, you have to try to, as much as possible, to apply for your family. You don't have to spend a lot of years before you can apply for your months and all that, before you can apply for family. Immediately you land, you can start putting together application for them. In fact, I advise people, before you even leave your home country, start putting things together. So immediately you land, you get your study permit, you get a enrollment letter, you already submit your application so that they can come early and have a duration. Their duration is going to be the duration of your study permit. So you want them to have a couple of months so that your spouse can be working full-time while you are still in school, and at the end of the day, everything will just go on well. So this is not so easy as it seems. And if at any point in time you're thinking of, oh, my situation is complicated, it's overwhelming, Peter, I really need to talk to you, I need an advice on how to choose what to choose, that is exactly what I'm here to do on this channel. I do have a specific mentorship program. It's a one-on-one mentorship, so we can have a call and then you can kind of discuss your scenario, and then I can suggest for you 1 or 2 programs that is going to be the best for you. So if you want to consider that one-on-one mentorship, there's going to be a link in the description, and also there's going to be my website. Definitely check it out, contact me, and I'll be glad to help you in your journey to Canada. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, do it to subscribe, and if you haven't liked this video, if you really think that these contents are amazing and valuable, please hit the like button. It will really help the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to other people. So once again, thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.